what extent should the city act to impose new taxes to attract a new university or expand the current one?
Zero. It's not allowed under the state constitutional section that restricts gifts of city money to state agencies, to the county. That's pretty clear. But I've got another issue, and I'll address that in my delivery to 30,000 people of my positions on those issues. I want to stop the play like you mean it marketing strategy for tourism promotion that has resulted in destructive media exposure of the kind that's a total embarrassment to our responsible, law-abiding citizens. I'm sure you are aware that Havasu was recently ranked by KNTR magazine as the 6th trashiest place in the world to spend spring break. So that made news, bad news, nationally and internationally. Another example from the media. The city is now so desperate there are plans to create a center for drug tourism, which would bring thousands of new visitors. So that's how the UK Sun tabloid, which has nearly 8 million readers, saw it. These drunken, debauchery, XXX images are now all over the internet and the social media. It's got to be changed. That's my highest priority. I'm far from a prude, but I personally will use the bully pulpit, the leadership of the mayor's position, if elected, to temper that kind of advertising. I will bring pressure on those businesses that use forms of obscene XXX rated video that we now see anytime we Google spring break or even a vacation in Havasu. You cannot avoid it. Which brings to our responsibility is to bring permanent residents here, and we have lots of positives to do that, the people, the beauty, the weather. But for sure, it's not the ads that bring the good people of the trashiest spring break destination. It's not that we, as some people think, are turning into the drug center of the West. It's not the babes, boats, and booze, as was the headline in today's News Herald this last Memorial Day. You remember the 2 big pictures on the front page? And it's certainly not play like you mean it. These new tourism slogans are a terrible way to brand Havasu. And it's time to take them down. It's time to end this city's complicity of funding in such brand. I'll put it in.
Thank you, Mr. Alton.
As one minor point of correction, the Sun actually retracted the article. We reported on it at the News Herald, so that article was proven to be made up and they admitted it.
Could you repeat the question so I
Yes.
can do a rebuttal, please?
The question was, to what extent should the city act to impose new taxes to attract a new university or expand the current one?
Okay, great question. First of all, apparently one of the candidates spends a lot of time reading KNTR magazine, and it's not me.
In New York City. Well, just to make a correction.
Mr. O'Reilly, I believe it's my turn.
We're having a friendly debate here, are we?
If I could have a little additional time for that interruption. When it comes to additional taxes for Arizona State University, one of the things I pledged to everybody here when we brought in ASU that there would be no additional taxes. Now, suddenly my opponent says that he's not interested in additional taxes, but let me read to you right from his website. It said, "My intent is to start now, and I have started now, with the planning of a city charter and a university tax district. Moreover, I think we should be ready to finance campus expansion within 4 to 6 years." So it sounds to me he does have a plan because of that charter for additional taxes. I can pledge to you, I have no intent of doing that. Didn't do it in the past, I'm not going to do it now.